I had a good question come in from Gamer Titan 1997. He writes, I get depressed in the winter, and really, if I'm being honest, all year round. Does the lack of sunlight cause this? I felt great last summer when I was training at my Aikido school, but I stopped due to sickness. I got to Nankyu. I think he means Nanakyu, which is 7th Q. Good. I am better now and I wish to get back onto my black belt goal. Do you have any advice? Well, there is something called SAD, which is seasonal affect disorder, which a lot of people get in the winter when the sunlight is low, depending on where you live in the world. And this will cause drops in serotonin, depression, because the days are so short, nights are so long. There is something to that, and I think that you can have light therapy and things to possibly help you. But you already answered your own question. If you go back and read what you wrote, I felt great last summer when I was training at my Aikido school. And then you wrote what rank you got to. So all of us out there have to remember that depression hits all of us at certain times of the year, for some people certain times of the week or the day. It doesn't matter what year it is. 2020 has been bad for just about everybody, but the year, the date, the weather really has nothing to do with depression. It's internal thoughts. It's what's happening in your mind. It's turmoil and strife in our mind. And every single one of us gets sad at certain times. I've had a terrible year. My father died. I lost a cat of 17 years. Several really bad things that have happened. But you answered your question through your martial art training. This is why we train. This is one of the reasons why I train. It doesn't tell you how to avoid suffering. It tells you that when suffering comes, how we deal with it. And that's why things like martial arts, any activity like that, where you're learning something new, you're constantly progressing toward the next goal, it gives us, myself and you included, a tremendous sense of purpose. And it takes our mind off of the stresses and the heartaches in life. I started martial arts when I was a child, and it wasn't that I was a happy or sad child, it's just something I fell in love with, and I found my purpose in life at the age of 8. And I've been doing it ever since, and I can't imagine where I'd be without this in my life. And a lot of you watching this are either martial artists now, or you're lying to yourself and saying that you are when you're not, or you are currently training, or you trained 10 years ago, or you quit 25 years ago. My whole point to this is that to help us through suffering, you have to get back in the game. You have to get back on the bandwagon, so to speak, of martial arts. And we are so good at making up excuses why we can't go back. I'm sick, I don't have the money, I'm too old, I'm too out of shape, my job doesn't allow me time, my family doesn't allow me time. Time is all we have left. And we're almost at 2021. And are you making the same excuses that you did in 2019 and 20? The date change has nothing to do with it. Why aren't we starting now in our training? Why did we quit? Why did we start in the first place? And when are we going back? And ultimately, it's not something that's stopping us. Most of the time, it's us. It's our own mind that stops us from getting back into training. I see it every day, my friends. I train 5 days a week. And the students that have quit completely regret it. Years, sometimes 2-3 years later, I get emails, phone calls. I'm so sad that I stopped my training. I was so close to black belt, or I didn't give it enough time. I didn't give it a chance. I hit a hurdle and I couldn't get over that obstacle, so it was just easier to quit. And you're right, it's easy for all of us to stand in our comfort zone instead of going out in the great elements where it's difficult. Answering that question, it's, if you were that happy in your Aikido school, why aren't you back? Or when COVID's over, you got to get back as soon as you can. Contact your sensei and say, look, I earned my 7th Q And I'm proud of that accomplishment, and I want to earn my 6th Q, and I want to continue. That is really, really important, and it's completely up to us how our future goes. It really is. Really stop and think about it analytically. It is up to me how my life goes. It's not up to my family, my friends, my job. It's up to me what choices I make. We're in this life for such an unbelievably short time. It's up to me to handle my life and to get into it and to take control of it. Part of martial arts is learning to control our lives, knowing that we have a choice and seeing the effects of that choice, positive or negative. Knowing that I can not just earn a black belt, but give back to my community and teach and help the children of the community and help my family and my friends and myself. So that when depression hits, winter hits, sadness and sickness and death all around us, we can hold our sword strongly and say, look, I'm just a person, I'm just a man, I'm just a woman, but I have that sword in my heart and I'm going to continue. I'm going to endure and persevere when everyone else gives up. And no matter what sickness I have, no matter how much money or little money that I have no possessions, no home, by gosh, I'm going to continue into tomorrow. I'm going to continue into the next winter, into the next sunset. This is what the samurai lived and died for. It wasn't just about serving their lord, so to speak. It's about serving their family, their community, their friends. And through martial arts, and there are many out there that are wonderful, we can find a sense of purpose, a reason to get up in the morning, a reason not to just turn the television on after work and just vegetate. Something to do, something to learn. And the more, believe me, the more you learn, the more you want to learn more. It's a wonderful thing. My suggestion to you is to go back to your Aikido school, contact your sensei, and get your butt back in the game. And you'll find that it doesn't matter what the season is. Maybe the light won't affect you. Maybe the short days of winter won't affect you anymore. Why? Because you have a place to go when it gets dark out. A place to go at night after work. And you meet new friends and they help you. They keep you going. And you guys know when you're on the mat training, you don't think about anything. You're so in the moment. So in the moment. Forget about past and future. You're just stuck in the moment because you're on the mat having fun. By the time you blink, an hour's gone by, and the entire class stares at you and says, what? There was no way that class was an hour long. It felt like 10 minutes. Why? Because we're happy. We're in the moment. We're using our body and our spirit and our mind to live and be happy and defend ourselves and learn new things with people in a communal group. We all like to be part of a group, part of something larger than ourselves. If I sit at home and do nothing, I have no one but me. And therefore, I'll get depressed very easily because I don't have a group to rely on. And martial arts hones your self-reliance, makes you stronger when things go wrong. Not impervious to pain or sadness. I wept like a baby when my father died, and when my cat died, same thing. Wept like a baby. I couldn't even control it. All my training, all my hundreds and thousands of hours of meditation with the Dalai Lama and everybody else went right down the tube. And I wept like a little baby. And I was not ashamed because it was such a loss in my life. But guess what? After a day, I went back to the dojo, continued to train, and I feel much better now. Why? Sense of purpose. Budo, sense of purpose. Giddy. All of these things. Now 2021 is right around the corner. We can write down our goals and we can achieve them, but it's going to be up to us. People are going to want to change you from your goal. Finances are going to want to take your money away from your goal. Time management is going to get in your way. It's not up to my family or friends. It's up to me to get back into the swing, back into the dojo. That's my advice to you. It helped me in life, and I really hope it helps you. We have one life, my friends, one life. When, oh when, are we going to take control of it and start living? Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys soon. Best of luck in the next coming year. Make it yours.